Thanks everyone for your patience. Welcome to this history-making event, the NBA NBL Melbourne series. We acknowledge the traditional owners of the land we meet on today, the Bunurong people, and we acknowledge elders past, present, and emerging. We're thrilled to have the New Orleans Pelicans here today, our guests in Melbourne, represented by Coach Willie Green, Zion Williamson. We also have Melbourne United, Dean Vickerman and Milton Doyle, Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, Josh King and Geordie Hunter. Before we hear from the players and coaches today, we're going to hear from some very special people. NBL Executive Director and Owner Larry Kesselman, the Minister for Sport, Steve Demopoulos, and Pelicans Chief Executive Vice President of Basketball Operations, Joe Dumas. Sorry, Joe. After the conclusion of these formalities, we will do some stand-ups out on the main court with the Minister and Larry Kesselman if anyone wishes. But first, invite Mr. Larry Kesselman to the stage. Thank you.
Thank you. This is a super special moment for the sport of basketball in Australia. For me personally, it's been 15 years in the making. A lot of conversations and a lot of people involved in making this actually come to life. So first of all, I want to thank the NBA, represented here by Michael Maher. I want to thank the Pelicans for making the journey here. It's always challenging, but also super exciting to be first. So we couldn't be more grateful. We've also got a huge amount of thanks to the Victorian government, represented by Steve Demopoulos here, who have backed this vision and have helped us bring it to life. This is not just about the arrival of the Pelicans here. I think it's the arrival of yet another milestone for the NBL and the sport of basketball. It's about the kids, it's about the fans, it's about Basketball Australia, it's about our elite programs. When events like this happen, the whole ecosystem grows. The NBA represented here will grow, NBL will grow, the sport will grow. So couldn't be more proud, couldn't be more excited for what's going to come over the next few days. I know the people are excited to hear from others here who are the actual superstars. So thank you again, and a huge moment of pride for myself, my family, and the sport of basketball. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry. Mr. Demopoulos.
Thank you so much. I wanted to also acknowledge Larry Kesselman. We couldn't do this without talent like this in Australia, and happened to be a Melbourne boy. And I want to thank Nicola, all the team at NBL. I want to thank the NBA, Michael Maher and Raja Chowdhury, who without them this would not have happened either. And the Pelicans, Joe Duma, Willie Green, Zion Williamson, and effectively the Gale Benson family. And I was lucky enough to be at the training at the facility in New Orleans early this year for another purpose, for the NFL. But it was fantastic to see the home training facility. I want to thank and acknowledge Nina Taylor, my colleague here. Just to say, this is a historic moment for Australia, but it's also historic for the NBA to play the first ever match right on Australian soil. And we know that it's a big deal. You've trusted us with this enterprise. Such a special thing, the NBA, to trust us to be able to play it here. And can I tell you, your trust is well placed. Melbourne and Victoria is not just a sports and major events capital of the country. It is actually the sports and major events capital, or one of the global capitals, and it's definitely the basketball capital of Australia. We have more people playing basketball in Melbourne and Victoria than the rest of Australia. So we are really proud to host you here today, and the Victorian government is very proud to have brought the NBA, the Pelicans, to play their first ever match for the first time here for Victorians to enjoy. I can't wait for the next few days, and I want to thank everybody involved for making this happen. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Mr. Demopoulos. Joe Dumas.
Thank you very much. First and foremost, I want to thank Larry and the NBL for inviting us here. It's been a long journey, but you know, our team was looking forward to it. All the guys were excited. The coaches were excited. The trip really wasn't that bad. Now, last night we were knocked out. We were dead tired last night, but the trip over was really a good trip. No complaints at all. Everyone since we've been here has been wonderful to work with. This facility here is a great facility for the players to practice, Everything has been done first class since we've gotten here. I was telling Larry that I've done a lot of traveling with the NBA to Abu Dhabi and all different global games, and Australia has done an excellent job of putting this on for us. So we're very excited happy to be here. Looking forward to the 2 games. It should be fun. And so thank you guys again. We really appreciate being here.
Thank you, Joe. So we're going to open up to questions. We have a roving mic, so if the journos could just raise your hand and we'll get the mic to you for questions and we'll roll through. Thank you.
Coach Green's on behalf of Australian fans, thank you for coming here. It's going to be a great thrill. Coach, how much can we expect to see your main rotation guys in these 2 games? And Zion, what do you got in store for the Australian fans and the guys on court with you?
We're still working on our rotations right now and how many minutes, but our guys get out there. They're excited to get on the floor. We're excited for this opportunity. And, we want to make the fans proud of having a moment like this.
I'm just excited. Basketball has brought, the Pelicans to Australia. And, we're looking to go out there, compete, and just have a great time. And as far as what I'm going to do, if I get a fast break, I might have fun with it, or I might just lay it. We don't know.
Zion and Coach, welcome to Australia as well. Thanks so much for being here. One to both of you, what do you expect being here in Australia? What would you like to get from the trip? And can you tell us a bit about the reputation of Australian players? You played with some over in the NBA. What is the reputation like over there for some of our homegrown talent?
2 teammates pop up in mind for me when I think of Australia. My college teammate, Jack White, and then my former teammate who's now with the Hawks, Dyson Daniels. Both guys are dogs, competitors, and, when I had conversations with them about the culture of basketball over here, it was similar to the United States. Basketball is global, and, the rules I know are a little bit different from the NBA, but all the same, I'm just excited. I'm excited to learn the culture on and off the court of Australia, and it's just a blessing to be here.
Yeah, I echo Z on that. Just, the history of Australian basketball players. I mean, even going back, Luke Longley, Patty Mills, one of my teammates in New Orleans, David Anderson, I get a chance to see him here. Dyson, I mean, we can go on, but it's tremendous competition here. And because of guys like that and the work that you all do, the game is definitely more global. So we're grateful for this opportunity.
Zion, you're about to enter your 7th season. You've said that this is the best shape you've been in since college. Obviously, this year. And can you talk a little bit as well about the early chemistry with Jordan Poole and what his arrival means for the team?
In terms of the leadership role, my teammates and, my coaches, they trust me to step into that role, that position as the leader. And as far as my chemistry with Jordan Poole, I don't know if you guys saw the video when we were at the airport, but, he's a good dude. He's a competitor. And I think we're going to have a lot of fun on the court. It's going to be exciting to watch.
Zion, I take it that was the longest flight you've been on. How was the travel and touching down in Melbourne sort of 24 hours ago? Are you going to see much of the city while you're here?
I have plans on seeing a lot of the city with the free time we have. The flight itself wasn't that bad. I was watching an anime called Solo Leveling the whole time, so that kind of kept me occupied.
One for Coach Green. The people to your right and to your left have already started their seasons. You're just starting your pre-season. So how do you approach these games in terms of getting something out of it and knowing that these guys are going to come out really competitive?
Yeah, I think it just goes back down to, continuing to go out, compete each and every game. We had some good practice time in New Orleans before we got here. We had a couple days here since we've been in Australia. So, again, we'll get to the floor. We know these guys have been playing, but we want to start our games extremely competitive, sharing the basketball, and really have a great time doing that on the floor.
Sorry, Zion, one for you as well. Your former teammate Dyson, his younger brother, is now playing for Melbourne Dash. What have you heard about Dash? Have you spoken to Dyson about him? And are you going to give him a little something extra on the court?
No, I haven't had a chance to speak to Dyson about him yet, but from the film I saw on him, they're very similar, especially defensively. Some of the deflections he's able to get when he's defending is simply incredible. Stuff that, like I used to tell Dyson, I'm going to try to take some of that from his game and try to add it into mine. And as my coach said, we're looking to compete. We respect our opponents, and whatever knowledge we can take away from these games, take back to the NBA, we will definitely do.
I've just got a question for anyone from the NBL. What do you think this means for Australia and, more importantly, for Melbourne?
Elder statesman. Firstly to the NBL and Victorian government to give us the opportunity to play this game in Melbourne. Obviously, I think this might be a sixth game for Melbourne United playing NBL, NBA, and so long time to get to 82. But to have this opportunity, and it's going to be the best basketball experience for so many of our players, and our coaching staff is all from Victoria, and so just have the opportunity to play this game. And as you get a little older, the first don't come around as often, and so to be the first game in our state and in Melbourne, we're super excited about it. And then, for the basketball itself, just what kids are going to see, and I'm looking at Joe Dumars and I'm Joe Dumars in the backyard. I'm copying him when I'm a kid, and I love the bad boys, and some people are going to see these guys and want to be them, and I think that's what basketball is all about. And so going to be an amazing experience for everybody involved.
One for Zion and then one for one of the Phoenix guys. Zion, a lot has been said about the shape that you've come into camp with. How does that translate onto the court? What does that actually mean for you playing basketball?
It means a lot for my game. I'm able to stay on the court longer. All my movements are faster and swifter. And I said it a few times in some of my press conferences last season. Honestly, it just feels good to feel good. I feel really good.
One for Geordie. A lot has been also said about the fact that this is the first of a thing. What's it like to be a part of that and being able to represent the NBL and your team in a first for this country?
You don't have to feel obligated to ask us questions as well. It's incredibly exciting. We're super honoured to be a part of it. There's so many hoop fans in this country that it's just exciting for fans and kids to just be a part of this and have this in their own backyard. Couldn't imagine it when I was a kid. So amazing that we're a part of it. I've got that many people so excited to try and get to the game. I don't know if that's possible, but we're just the excitement around it has been tangible. So stoked to be a part of it. The boys will be excited.
A question for Dean and Josh. How are you going to go about trying to stop that man in the middle there?
I guess I'll go first here. No, we have huge respect for Zion and the entire team. I don't think we're going to be able to put a game plan together to necessarily stop him. We're just going to kind of try to play our game and work on some things that we need to improve upon and just have fun with it. And hopefully both teams stay injury free.
We may get called for illegal defense. We may try and build a wall there somewhere to try and stop him getting to the rim. But our guys are looking forward to it, especially the guys that are in scout today. That were talking about matching up on him and how we try and slow him down or contain him in any way. So great challenge.
Just one for Willie as well. Is the trip here too far to play a regular season game? Could you ever see that happening here, given enough time to prepare, recover, and head back?
I don't think it's too far at all, but the focus for us is that extremely grateful to be here, extremely grateful to have this opportunity. This is what basketball is about, bringing people together, the fans, the kids, big-time sports fans getting the opportunity to see, two really good games. That's up for, the guys up top to make those decisions. But we're excited about this opportunity once again.
Just one for Zion and Willie again. Here in Australia, we like to rate ourselves against the rest of the world and try and place ourselves. In terms of the second best league in the world, obviously the NBA is number one. Where would you say the NBL sits in that conversation, if you know much about our league in terms of where we are and how we compare? I mean, feel free to say we're the second best league in the world.
I feel like I've been pretty embraced here, so I have no problem saying the NBL is the second best league.
There you go. There you go, NBL.
For Coach Green and Zion, have you heard from your former teammates, Dave Anderson, Jack White, even Xylon playing in Adelaide? Have you heard from them maybe with any Australian recommendations while you're here?
That's a great question. No, I haven't heard from those guys. So if they do see this, please send a recommendation, send activities to do. I'm trying to take as much culture from Australia as I can when I go back home.
I've heard from David. He recommended a coffee shop called Loom. So I tried that out yesterday, and we'll probably get together. I think Thursday night, he and his wife and myself and my wife can go to dinner. So pretty cool. Yep.
For the Phoenix guys again, this is going to be broadcast onto the NBA League Pass, which goes to more than 180 countries. How does that feel, knowing, I guess, the breadth of where this is going to be shown?
It's an awesome opportunity. It's not the same crowd that we always play in front of, but if there's a chance for the Phoenix to be on the big stage on, a great platform like League Pass, and that's an excellent opportunity for our boys to show what they can do.
Zion, one of your old college teammates, Cam Reddish, has headed overseas to Lithuania. Have you had a chance to speak to him at all? And what's your hopes for him over there?
No, I haven't had a chance to speak with him yet. I've seen some of the clips, his highlights. The main thing I hope he takes away is that I just want him to be happy. Wherever he's at, NBA, non-NBA, I hope he's just happy and he just gets to have fun with the game of basketball.
Willie and Zion, obviously not the most outstanding season last year. You guys are obviously hoping to bounce back. How confident are you that you can sort of get back up the ladder and back into playoff contention?
We're extremely confident. We've had a really good start to our summer, not just training camp, but it started in the summer already. Getting competitive guys on the floor, getting healthy is important for us. And so, just turning the page, and, it's some excitement in our building, and we look forward to building on that.
Zion, for you as well, how important is it to play for a winner as well? Obviously, you signed on for a couple more years, but playing for a winning franchise, I assume that's important for you.
That's been my goal since day one. Anybody who's won, their message and advice to me is it's never easy. So, with guys like Poole, Lung, who have experienced winning the championship, I think that's just great pieces for us to have on the team. In certain moments, they'll be able to give us advice, words of wisdom on what to look for in certain situations or how to go about them.
Josh King, this is a team that has Jose Alvarado, Grand Theft Alvarado. I don't know if the Pelicans guys, know the way that the Phoenix play. They play up and in, they pick up 94 feet. And if you haven't seen Josh on the sideline, he's also very engaged and into it. Do you look at someone like Jose Alvarado as someone who you might want on the Phoenix one day, the way he plays basketball?
I have a lot of respect for Jose ever since he was at Georgia Tech. Watched him when he was in high school in New York City. He would definitely fit our style of play, and we're at least going to try to throw it out there and see what it looks like. Everyone always says you can't press in the NBA, but we're at least going to try it like once or twice, Coach, just to see what it looks like. My assistants tell me not to do it, but we're going to try it. There's our game plan.
Milton, what excites you most about this opportunity to play up against these guys and do it in Melbourne?
Yeah, I think just the guys that we have in the league that it's guys that's played in the NBA, guys trying to get there. This is a global aspect of guys jumping from this league going into the NBA. You see it with all the young guys. So I'm excited for them to get the opportunity, guys like Dash, to showcase his talent and put the NBL talent on a global aspect. That's pretty much it.
And Coach Green, Zion spoke about being able to play differently because of the shape he's come in with. What's it like for you to be able to coach him and coach Zion at this level of fitness that he's in? Does it change things for you?
You know, he's been arguably one of the best players in the NBA. His talent is second to none, and so he understands the responsibility that comes with that. It's a pleasure to have an opportunity to coach somebody like Zion. You know, I can do a lot of different. I can throw a lot of different concepts on the floor when he's playing, and the biggest thing is he just wants to continue to build, continue to grow, and step on the floor and help our team win as many games as possible.
Take one more question.
Question for Zion and for Jordan Hunter. Zion, the Phoenix did a social media video. What are you going to do if Zion's coming down the lane? And different players said some of them said they'll stand there, some of them said they'll get out the way. Jordan's their shot blocker. He said he's going to stand there. Is that good advice, or would you tell him to just
I'll try and contest at least instead of standing.
Sorry, Jordan.
I would expect nothing less. You know, watch film on a lot of these guys. You know, both teams are competitors. You know, I know we're having a good time joking up here, but I know once we step on the court, both teams, you know, are gonna go at each other. You know, try to make something happen. So if I'm going up the middle of the lane, I don't expect nobody to move out the way.
Quick one for Milton. I hear you've got a little baby on the way. How is that to know this game's coming up and you've got a baby so close?
Yeah, I'm just taking it day by day, so just waiting to see. There's nothing I can do about that. Yeah, just waiting to see. So hopefully she stays in there for a little bit so I can play in this game.
Thumbs up for that one. Okay, just stand there, guys, and then we'll just get Larry, Raj, Minister, up the front. Thank you. Joe Dumas as well, if he's still in the room. Is Joe left? No, he's left. Okay. That's okay.